Hey guys, welcome to the channel and welcome back to forbiddenpsalm. Skirmish game compatible with Morkborg. Dangerous, deadly, dark, definitely not really for children in terms of its theme. And we are not doing the normal campaign in the core rulebook. We are actually doing a campaign from Bestiarum Miniatures or Bestiarum Games. It is the Burial Isle adventure, which includes 3 scenarios in the Burial Isle PDF that you can purchase from my mini factory or get from the Patreon, plus a 4th scenario in Rise of the Jailer. Like I say, both of these adventure packs are available from Bestiarum through their Patreon, in which case you get them for free in their welcome pack, along with all the miniatures you need. Or you can purchase the PDFs from my mini factory. I will include links in the description below. Now we are currently at scenario 2. Scenario 1 was an experience. We were basically chasing a cult. This is the background of the story, a recap. We're chasing a cult who are up to naughty deeds. We followed them to this island and basically a storm knocked out our ship and we got shipwrecked on the beach. We saw the cultists' footprints and everything leading off the beach, but we had to get through a gauntlet of undead, bloody undead weebles or jack-in-the-boxes who just wouldn't stay down and, you know, follow the cult off the beach to the next destination, which is here. Now here we are at scenario 2. So we have followed the cultists down some down some dark passageway, some sort of cave entrance, and we're ready to start the next scenario, scenario 2 of 4. And this one has me more worried. Scenario 1 was supposed to be easy. I didn't think I'd have too many problems. I should have known better. But this one seriously has me worried. Before we get into this, please take a moment to like and subscribe and write some comments down below. I love reading your comments, so thank you very much in advance, and let's find out about this scenario. The tunnel descends through the heart of the island, coming to a floating rock formation over a deep chasm. Well, actually, in this case, it's a bottomless swamp that will swallow you up. Anyway, sunlight filters in through cracks in the ceiling. At the far end of the cavern is the entrance to a Scythian burial tomb, which will be here. This is going to be the doorway. To enter the tomb, the warband must solve a riddle. So, scenario 2, trailing the cult. So we get off the beach, we're now underground in this dark passageway leading to this cavern. Right, we have got to get from our deployment zone, which is basically this area here, we have to get across and through this door. This door has 3 fist-sized stone squares built into it, each square carved with a Scythian rune, a long dead language. Now to open this door, we've basically got to make a presence test as an action when I'm within 1 inch. On a pass, we open the door. On a fail, we take 1 damage. Now, my warband's presence is pretty pathetic, except for Reed. So I've really got to try and make sure that Reed survives and gets to the door. Otherwise, we can't get out, because to win the scenario, to progress, we've basically got to get through the door. Now, you may be thinking, that's easy, no problems whatsoever. Well, let me explain how the scenario is going to work. We have to cross this rope bridge. I know it's a bone bridge. I don't have a rope bridge. Bone bridge is fine. So, to cross this bridge, and this is where I'm very worried, models have to pass an agility test. Yeah, let me put it this way. The highest agility in my warband is 0. I have no warband members with a positive agility modifier. So this is going to be fun. Okay, if they fail, they slip and fall. If they fall, they have to roll a d20. On a 5 or less, they fall to their deaths. Please note it says deaths, not downed, which means no death roll, no injury rolls. They are 6 feet under, pushing up the daisies. They are no more. On a 6+, they managed to make it across. So this is going to be fun, and potentially I could end up with no warband. We shall see. Okay, we will then progress to this rocky outcrop here, or this rocky island here, which has a tree, courtesy of WorldWorks Games, and it also has 3 dead cultists, which can be looted. Now, again, wait a second, and I'll explain why I don't think I'm going to have much time to loot. Every round, at the end of every round, 2 Scythian warriors climb up the walls of this island. Yep, these are the same enemies that I faced in scenario 1. The bloody weeballs undead, the things that basically have a chance to pop back up once you knock them down. So that's going to be fun. Now, I did print and paint 6 of these warriors from the welcome pack. I thought it would be enough. I don't know anymore. I may need to have some proxy figures. What else do we need to know? Okay, from this rocky island over to this area, there is a stone bridge, which is safe. It's just this bony rope bridge that's going to be the problem. So yeah, essentially, we have got to get across this rope bone bridge, over this stone bridge, get to the door, and then make a presence test to open it. And then we've got to get through. In the meantime, every round, 2 Scythian warrior undead are going to come up here and cause me problems. That's okay, you say. Just run. Just dash. Yeah. My leader, Urimoti, has a move of 2. Danbert, move 3. Skinflint, move 3. Reed, move 3. And Andy, okay, Andy's okay, he's got a move of 5. You see, in this game, monsters are going to be rolling 2d6 for their movement. Well, technically we only need 1 person to make it out to end the scenario, I suppose. And then we just have to pray that the injury rolls aren't going to be too bad. Right, we are ready to go. I think that is everything that we need to know. So the plan, run. Run as much as I can and maybe sacrifice 1 warband member to sort of hold them back. But I am a little bit worried about Urimoti. He's as slow as a snail. Right, give me 1 second to set everything up that isn't up already, and we will begin. Okay, let's get on with the game. First thing we need to do is to make it across the bridge. Now, I know exactly what movie the writer of this adventure was watching. I know exactly what movie they were watching before they did this. Stop! Who would cross the bridge of death? Must answer me these questions. 3 ere the other side he see. What is your favourite colour? Also, I do apologise for the moving skull pillar. The aircon's moving it a little bit. Sorry, it's very hot today. I'm having to have the aircon a little bit higher than normal. Right, in this first turn, basically the warband have to make it across the bridge. Now, there is no measurement of distance. It's simply an agility check. If they fail, they fall off. We've then got to roll a d20. On a 6+, they're okay. On a 1 to 5, they are resting in pieces at the bottom of the swamp. So what's going to happen is once if they make the check, I'll just be placing them onto this island here, or this rocky outcrop floating here. And then after that, yes, we'll be measuring distance to try and get to the door. But initially, it's just the test to cross. Now, as I mentioned a little while ago, agility is not my warband's strong stat. Highest I have is a 0. It's really not good at all. So I'm expecting to have to use some of my omen cards for this. Reed is going to activate first, and he's going to cast Will of the Optimistic Scroll. Okay, he has a presence of 2, so I need a 10. Just checking whether you can see the dice tray. There you go. Right, so he needs to roll a 10. He gets a 14. It succeeds. Right, so Urimoti is going to get a bonus D6 to his next roll. So Urimoti is going to go on the bridge. He's going to make his agility check, which is at a -3. So he needs a 15 to pass. But he does get the bonus. He does get a bonus D6. So we are rolling. Oh my god. Oh my god, he got a 2. I knew it. Here we go. I knew it. So he rolls a 2. 2 plus 4 on the D6 is 6. That's not enough. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use my Fate Omen card, which basically allows me to re-roll a dice. So I'm going to re-roll the D20. This card cannot be used anymore. So we're keeping the 4. We're going to re-roll the D20, and we get a 17. So in total is 21. So Urimoti crosses the bridge. Phew! Thank God for that. Right, who's next? Next is, let's do Danbert next. So Danbert is going to cross the bridge next. Now Danbert has an agility, an agility of -2, so he needs to roll a 14. And he gets an 18. Excellent. So Danbert gets across as well. Right, who's next? Skinflint. Skinflint's up. Now Skinflint has an agility of -1. Yeah, I told you my agility stats are bad in this warband. So he needs to roll a 13. He gets a 20. My goodness. Critical. So he does a somersault, hip, flip and a jump, and he gets across. Excellent. Next we have, okay, well, we only got one guy left who hasn't activated, and that is Andy. Andy the Thankless, who I have given the Vampiric Tongue short sword to. Now, initially that was the relic I found in the first scenario. Initially I was going to give it to my leader, Urimoti, but it's an agility weapon, so I had to give it to the guy with the, well, with the no negative on agility. Right, so Andy has the best agility in the warband at 0. So he needs to roll a 12 plus. He gets a 9. Uh-oh, he falls. Now, does he manage to catch hold of anything? If he doesn't, he's dead. I need to roll a 6 plus. Oh God, should I automatically pass the test? The thing is, Reed hasn't come across yet. I think I could use the Confidence Omen card, which automatically allows you to pass one test, but to be honest, I think I'm going to save that in case Reed needs it, because Reed has an agility of -2. So Andy, 6 plus, you're okay. 18, okay, luckily he gets enough, he gets across safely. Phew, actually I'll put him there. So that was a close shave. He falls off the rope bridge but manages to catch a hand on some of the twine, some of the bones, and manages to pull himself up. My God, that's a little bit nervous, but we still have, we've still got Reed to come across. But because he used his action to cast a scroll, he's going to be testing next turn. Right, so it is the end of the first turn. Now I have to roll. Actually, I don't have to roll. They come automatically. At the end of each round, 2 Scythian warriors climb up the walls of A1. Oh, God. Now, where do they climb up? Because it's a pretty big area. So what I'm going to do is roll a d10 and use the point to show me where they are going to come on. That's not good. So the first warrior comes on here, climbs up the wall to here. The second one climbs up over here. Right, this one's going to be a bit of a problem. Now the thing is, it says at the end of the turn, where is it? At the end of each round, 2 3 warriors climb up the walls. At the end of each round. So I don't think they get the monster activation this turn. The way I'm reading it. Right, so that is the end of turn 1. Right, we're going to have to start moving. It's now turn 2. These undead, these Cythrian warriors are going to come alive. Well, they're not going to come alive, they're going to come and get me. They do roll 2d6 for their movement to attack nearest enemy. Do I want to do a... Okay, well the thing is, Urimoti's got the lowest speed, so he's going to have to run to have any chance of getting through the door whatsoever. So Urimoti is going to activate, and he's going to run 4 inches, which gets him there. Andy is really fast. The problem is that Andy has a presence of -3. I mean, it could still work that he can open the door rather than relying on Reed. So, because he's going to get there fast. So I'm going to activate Andy next. He has a move of 5, so he can actually run 10. So let's get Andy. Whoops. Let's get Andy. Where can he get to? He can get to there. Okay, so Andy's going to run to there. I'll turn him around for the camera, but he's actually facing that way. Who else we've got? Skinflint and Gambit. Now these guys have both got a move of 3. Okay, so Skinflint's going to run 6. So he can get basically there. He's probably going to get attacked by this guy. Danbert, yeah, again, he's just going to have to run. So Danbert can get there. And we're blocking the bridge. But Reed has to now try and cross the bridge here. Now, I could use the confidence card, but again, I might need that for when Andy gets to the door. So I'm thinking, oh dear. Again, if he uses that spell on himself, he'll get himself a d6, but it's going to take another turn, isn't it? Oh, missus, I think that's not a good idea. So what we're going to do is... Yeah, he's just going to... yeah, okay. So he's got an agility of -2, so he needs to roll a 14. He needs to roll a 14 to cross the bridge. Let's put him on the bridge. Come on, Reed, you can do it. Right, he needs a 14. He gets an 11. Oh, no, not enough. So he actually slips off the bridge. Now let's see if he can actually catch himself. We need a 6+. We get a 7. My God. Ooh. Okay. Luck is with Reed. He manages to get across just. God, he needs a 6. He gets a 7. Squeaky bum time. Right. However, the bad news doesn't finish there for Reed. He is now the closest enemy to this Cythrian warrior. And, oh dear. So, yeah, they're all across the bridge, which actually had me very worried. But now we're going to have to face up against these 2 Cythrian warriors. Now, the rules say that they move 2d6 towards the nearest non-monster of the same type. So this guy is going to go towards Reed. This one is going to head towards Skinflint. But they move 2d6. Right, so this guy is going to move towards Reed and gets 6 inches. Is that enough? Yeah, easily enough. So this Cythrian warrior moves into contact with Reed. This warrior is going to move towards Skinflint, who is the closest to him. So 2d6. He gets an 8, easily enough. So this warrior charges in against Skinflint. And remember, these are the same Cythrian warriors. It's the same creatures that we faced on the beach that just wouldn't stay down. Hopefully we have better luck this time. Now, the designer did actually reply on the previous video and did confirm that the monsters do not get that -3 to their roll. Scary, but we did it correct. Now, first of all, I think I'm going to be doing the combat with Reed over here. So the skeleton or the Cythrian warrior is attacking Reed, but Reed can hit back. He doesn't have any friends within 1 inch of the creature, so he will be getting that -3, as if he needs any more minuses. So the skeleton or the Cythrian warrior is going to attack Reed. He needs a 12 to hit. He rolls an 8, he misses. Reed can hit back at a -3, again, because he doesn't have any friends nearby. Now Reed has a strength of -1, sorry, and he's scared of monsters, which is another -1, so -2. And the -3 for reacting in combat gives him a -5 to the roll. Now, his Warhammer, if you watched the last video, if you didn't, watch it after this. Scenario 1, Reed's magic was so bad that he had a, what's it called, a calamity? His Warhammer came alive and started attacking him. So, he lost his Warhammer, he basically ran away from his Warhammer, but he does have Andy's hand axe, and Andy now has that vampiric tongue short sword. So, Reed is going to hit back at -5, which means he needs a 17 to hit. He gets a 15. Oh, so close. Right, let's move to the second combat here. So this Cythrian warrior is attacking Skinflint. He hits on a 12. He gets 11. So close. Right, Skinflint attacks back. He has a strength of 2. He's using a mace, which is a strength weapon. He has... Now, does he get the -1? Is there a friend within 1 inch? There is one friend within 1 inch of the skeleton, so he doesn't get the -3. Brilliant! So he's rolling at +2, so he needs a 10 to hit. Here he gets a 5. Yeah. Here we go again. Combats that last for ages. Right, that is the end of the monster's turn. They both attacked. We had both the reactions. It's now end of turn, and that means that 2 more turn up. I'm not going to have enough figures for this, am I? Okay, so the next Cythrian warrior turns up. Oh, hang on, it was this one then. Sorry, I left the dice on there for some reason. Turns up here, under the tree. So I can fit the figure on. There you go. So this guy turns up there. That was a bit lucky. And the fourth one... Uh-oh. The fourth one ends up there. Uh-oh. Poor Reed. Okay, so that is turn 2 finished. Yeah, right. Turn 3. Oh, I've got to get that door open, haven't I? So I'm going to move Andy. Andy's going to leg it to the door and try and open that. Reed, I'm thinking he's going to try and run away, to be honest, because he's going to be getting a -5 to his rolls. So I'm thinking, let's move that out of the way. I'm thinking he's going to run. Right, well, I know what some of these guys are going to do, so let's do them first. So first of all, we're going to activate Andy. Andy has a move of 5, so he can run 10. I've got to get this door open so that we can escape. So 10 brings him, not quite close enough to the door, but it brings him to there. So Andy runs to there. That's his activation done. I think Urimoti's also going to run because he's as slow as a snail. So he's going to, he's running. This is him running. Danbert, I think, will probably do the same thing. Yeah, I can't, because there's going to be two of these things appearing every turn, so I can't stand my ground. I've got to run. So Danbert can run 6. So that brings him past Urimoti, brings him to there. Now, what are these other two going to do? I know that Reed... Okay, so Reed is going to try and leave combat. And he can't run, but he can move 3 inches. Oh, God, they're going to catch him again, aren't they? What I would like him to do is for the skeleton or the Cythrian warrior to fumble when he rolls, because then I can move and do an action. So, Reed is going to try and leave combat, because you can't cast spells in combat. That's the problem. Okay, so the way that this works is that the enemy has to make an agility check. Monsters is basically just a DR12. So we make the check for the Cythrian warrior. Oh, he gets a 14. Oh no. Reed can't escape. Oh, dang it. I mean, he's going to get hit back, and so that counts as his action. He can't do anything else. Reed, you're useless. Right, Skinflint. What's Skinflint going to do? Is he going to attack, or is he also going to run? I think running is the best course of action here. So Skinflint is also going to try to run. So the Cythrian warrior has to make a DR12 test. He gets a 5. He fails, which means that Skinflint can move 3 inches. Right, he disengages and moves 3 inches. Okay. Right, and that's all we can do. Reed is in a lot of trouble. I wish you had like a teleport spell. Is there a teleport scroll? Andy can get to the door next turn and try to open it, which will be good. These guys, they're going to get hassled. Reed's in a world of pain. He's going to go down, isn't he? He's definitely going to go down. I mean, looking back, maybe I should have used this last turn. Automatically pass 1 test. It's a pass. You see, it doesn't give me the crit that I need, or the fumble, sorry. Let's see how it works. Right, so that is the end of the player's turn. Now it is the monster's turn. So this guy is going to stay in combat with Reed. This guy is going to move towards Skinflint. This guy is going to move towards Reed. This one here, again, it goes towards the nearest enemy in sight. Trees in the way, he can't see them, so he's also going to... Oh my God, Reed's in trouble. Uh-oh, Reed's in trouble. Right, let's see how far these bods move. So the one who's going to hassle Skinflint moves 9 inches. Easily enough, catches up, and whack! This guy is going to go to Reed. Probably we get a 2. That's not enough. So Reed gets a little bit of luck. And then this guy here, again, Reed is the closest that he can see because the tree's in the way. So he moves 9. Oh, this is going to be close. This is going to be close. Oh, he's just away. But he's still within 1 inch, so he will actually be able to attack. Yes. Oh, poor Reed. He's going to have... Yeah, this guy's just outside of 1 inch. He's actually going to get hit by these 2 guys. Oh, dear. This guy's out of range. Oh, this isn't good at all for Reed. Right, combat. Let's do this guy first on Skinflint. He's going to attack, so he needs a 12. He gets a 15. He does attack. His sword does D6 damage, and Skinflint has 1 armor. So the Cythrian warrior, oh no, look, 6. -1 is 5 damage. My God, that's really not good at all. Oh yeah, hits back. Another thing, there was a comment in the previous video asking whether if you kill somebody, whether they can hit back. The answer is yes, because the attacks are simultaneous. So Skinflint will hit back. He doesn't have any friends within 1 inch of the Cythrian, so he does get the -3. He's got a strength of 2, so he's getting a -1. So he needs a 13 to hit. Of course, he gets a 10. Dear, oh dear. Right. Now Reed's in trouble. Right, so poor Reed. Let's do this guy first. This guy attempts to hit Reed. Needs a 12, gets a 15, because of course he does. Reed has no armour and takes 2 damage. Oh dear. Reed tries to hit back. He has a -5, so he needs a 17 to hit. He gets an 18, he hits! Now, I'm thinking to use the Devastation card to deal maximum damage. I think he's going to need to do that. So I'm going to use the Devastation card, which allows me to deal maximum damage with an attack. So he is using a hand axe, which does 8 damage to this skeleton here, or this Scythian warrior. I'll just continue first. I'm going to roll to see whether he gets back up, because these Scythian warriors have a roll. When the warriors drop to 0 hit points, roll a d20. On a result of 12 or more, it stands back up with 1 hit point. However, he doesn't go down, because I forgot that these bots have armour. So he actually only takes 7 damage, and he has 1 hit point left, because he takes 1 less point because of the armour. Dang it, I forgot about that. Nuts! Oh, he's all nuts. Dear, oh dear. Oh dear, poor Reed. Okay, the second Scythian warrior is going to attack. Needs a 12. Oh no, gets a crit. Oh no. This is going to kill. This is going to kill him. All right, I'm going to use the banality card to cancel 1 crit or fumble. All right, forget that. So he misses. But Reed has a chance to hit back. Oh, I'm using so many cards on Reed. He gets a 9. He misses. Damn it. But at least one of the warriors has only got 1 hit point left. Okay. Reed, oh dear. Even if Reed gets away, there's going to be more coming. I definitely don't have enough figures for this. I printed and painted 6. I thought that would be enough. All right, so that is the combat here and combat there. Now we've got 2 more. This is the last of my figures. I have to find some other skeletons to use after this. Right. End of turn. 2 more appear. First one appears over here. Second one appears. Ooh, getting quite lucky with these. Over here. That's roughly. I mean, where the thing's pointing is actually there. I don't want to move the scenery, to be honest, so I'll just put the skeleton there. Right. Right, that is. Oh dear. It's all going pear-shaped over here for Reed. Maybe he shouldn't have cast that spell first at the beginning. Maybe he should have just kept up with the rest of the guys. My mistake. Reed's probably going to pay. Right, let's have a look and see. What are we going to do now? Well, Andy can definitely get to the door. He has a move of 5. Now, checking the door, is that an action? Does it count as an action? Presence test as an action. Yes, so he has to be able to reach the door or within 1 inch of the door. He can. He's got a move of 5. So Andy gets to the door. Now he has to make a presence test. Now, I do have the confidence card still, which allows me to automatically pass 1 test. But I want to see whether he can actually do it first. So, Andy, right at the top, right at the top of the screen. Andy, can you open those doors? Well, let's try first. I can use the card to pass if I don't make it. Right. So he has to make a presence test to figure out the puzzle. Because it says the archway is sealed by a large stone door. 3 fist-sized stone squares are built into the door. Each square is carved with a Scythian rune, a long dead language that no one can read anymore. To open this door, the squares must be pressed in the specific order. Now, this is the Forbidden Psalm version of this adventure series of Burial Isle. In the 5th edition version, which you get with the Forbidden Psalm version, in the 5th edition version, the full roleplay version, there is going to be a lot more detail and a lot more involved. There's a lot more encounters and the scenarios and puzzles and everything else in that 5e version. This is the skirmish game version, yeah, Forbidden Psalm. But the 5e has a lot more to it. There'll be a lot more to open these doors, if I remember correctly. But Skirmish, we're keeping it simple. He's got to make a presence test. Right. Andy has a presence of -3. So he needs to get a 15. Come on, Andy. He gets an 8. Okay, he flunks that, but we're going to use the confidence card to automatically pass that test. So the doors, ta-da! The doors are now open. We can escape. Hang on. let me change the zoom so you can see. Wrong way. There you go. Look, doors are open. We can go now. Right. Let's get back to the correct zoom and get on with the game. Right. Doors are open. Well done, Andy. Andy's safe next turn. What else are we going to do? I need to run, don't I? Uri Morty has to run. Dambut, I think, also is going to run. So Dambut could move. Yes, I'm basically sacrificing the other warband members. So Dambut is going to move 6. He's going to run 6 inches, which will bring him to there. Uri Morty is going to run. He's going to run 4, which brings him to about there. Oh dear. Skinflint. Oh dear, what am I going to do? Skinflint. He could stay in attack, but again, these guys can see him now. That's the problem. So, okay, Skinflint is going to try and leave combat. So, the Scythian warrior has to make a DR12 check. He does. Damn. Skinflint can't move this turn. Reed is going to try and do the same thing, hoping for a fumble from the skeleton. Now, if you're trying to get away from 2 guys, you need to succeed both rolls. When you're trying to leave combat, do more opponents in contact with you make the roll harder, or do you have to make multiple rolls? Let me just double check. Okay, it doesn't actually say inside the book, so I'm going to assume I have to try all of them. So, okay, the first skeleton fails, so I can move. The second one succeeds. So I can leave. I think what that means is I leave combat with one of them, but I basically stay in combat with the other guy. I think that's going to be how it works. It doesn't matter, he can catch me up next turn anyway, so I'm still screwed. So, okay, we don't run away. Oh, dear. Reed is absolutely screwed. Okay, that is player's turn, the warband's turn finished. Now it is the monster's turn. Okay, this guy's going to attack, this guy's going to attack, these 2 are going to move towards him. Poor Reed, he doesn't stand a chance. So this guy basically, yeah, gets into combat, no problem whatsoever. This guy is on 1. Yeah, this guy's going to try. Again, I don't think there's no problem there. He gets into contact here, no problem whatsoever. Right, these 2. Now, technically, Reed is the closest enemy, but he's completely surrounded by Scythian warriors. So what I'm going to do is say that these guys are going to go after Skinflint because they can see him, and he's only got 1 guy next to him. So both of these are going to move towards Skinflint. Right, so this guy gets an 8. So he moves 8 inches to there. This guy gets a 5. So he gets to bump there. Oh, things are not looking good for Reed or Skinflint. Right, so now it is the attacks. Reed, I'll do him in a minute. Right, so this guy attacks. He needs a 12 to hit. He rolls a 2, he misses. Skinflint retaliates at a -3 + 2, so it's a -1. He needs a 13. He gets a crit! My goodness, well done. So it has maximum damage, which is 6, -1 for the armor, which is 5. So that skeleton has 3, where is it? 3 hit points left. Not bad, I suppose. Doesn't take them down, does it? Right. And then over here. Oh no. Now, does he get I'm assuming he gets a reaction for each attack. So this guy attacks, needs a 12, he hits with a 12. Does D6 damage, does 2 damage. Reed is down to 6. Reed tries to hit back. He has he's got a -5. Oh, so he needs a 17 to hit. He hits! My God, Reed fighting for his life. He has a hand axe which does D8. 4 damage. Okay, so that is enough to knock this guy down. We'll check. We'll check afterwards to see whether he gets back up. All right, this guy hits Reed, or attacks Reed. Needs a 12. Misses. Reed hits back. Needs a 17. Hits! My God, Reed! What the hell is the matter with you? Does D8 damage. 2. All right, so this guy's on 6. And then the last Cythrian warrior hits Reed, or attempts to hit Reed. Needs a 12. Hits with a 12. Oh my God, squeaky. Does D6 damage. 1. Oh, Reed! Now, does Reed hit back? He's having a stormer. He needs a 17 to hit. Oh, 13. Oh, Reed couldn't hit all of them. Now, let's check and see whether this bot actually gets back up. So it says on a 12 or more, it stands back up with 1 hit point. So we're rolling. A 1. He doesn't get back up. He's dead. Well done, Reed. Reed takes out a Cythrian warrior. Reed, who's probably the worst warrior, the worst combatant in the bloody warband, actually takes one of them out. Nice job, Reed. But he's on 5 hit points and he's still in combat with 2. Yeah, it's a temporary reprise. It ain't going to last much longer, I don't think. Right, that is the end of the turn. And I need more figures, because at the end of the turn, 2 more turn up. Right, I've gone to my cabinet and I've pulled out some old GW skeletons. They'll have to do as stand-ins. We do have one Cythrian warrior model because Reed just killed one. So this one is going to go over here. Oh. And then the proxy, apologies, the proxy, the proxy is going to go there. Oh dear. They're cutting off Reed, or any kind of escape that Reed possibly has. I mean, maybe Reed could go across the bridge again. That's not a bad idea. But he can't unless they fumble when he tries to leave combat. That will allow him to do an action. Oh dear. All right, so let's continue. That was the end of turn. We now have this Cythrian warrior on 3 hit points, this one on 6 hit points. We've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 Cythrian warriors on the board. And Reed and Skinflint just can't get away. Right. However, I'm going to be a little bit evil and just run with the other 3 and just say, sorry boys, we'll see if we can find some other survivors to take your place. Right, next turn. What are the heroes going to do? Well, Forbidden Psalm, they're anti-heroes, I suppose. Right, Andy is going to leg it. He easily gets through the door. He is out, ready for the next scenario. Well done, Andy. Andy can run! Run, Andy, run! Danbert, he can run 6. Does he get out? He gets out as well! Danbert is also safe for the next scenario. Uri Morty? Yeah, he's just going to plod along. There's no way he can reach the door. So he's going to move about there. And we now have Skinflint and Reed left. Right, see the thing is Skinflint's going to have to make a fighting withdrawal, because if he stands and fights, he's just going to get mobbed, so he has to try and leave combat and to try and move. He's got no choice. So Skinflint's going to try and leave combat, only checking for one Cythrian warrior who passes. Of course he does, so Skinflint can't move. Reed, I think Reed is going to try and leave combat. See, if I can get across the bridge, I'm technically leaving the board. And I'm out, and I'm basically, I think I should be able to be used in the next game, like Dambert did in the first scenario. But I have to get there, because that's the entrance, that's the exit. This is in the middle of nowhere. So I'm going to try and leave combat. If they fumble, I'm going to try and cross the bridge. Right, so we've got to do it twice as good. Oh no. So this guy tries to stop me. Meter 12. No, he fails. This guy tries to stop me. Fails as well. Excellent. But oh no, but they only. Oh nuts! They only failed. They didn't fumble, which means I only move. But that brings me onto the bridge, so should that be an action? I don't think it is it? Going on the bridge, an agility test, but it doesn't say that it's an action. So I think Reed has a chance. Right, 3 inches will bring him onto the bridge. Oops. Oopsie. Right, now, what I'm going to say is, I don't know whether this is correct or not, but I'm going to do it, house rule. I'm now going to do the agility check to see whether he can actually cross the bridge again, because I think that would then allow him to escape the battlefield. I mean, I think he deserves it. He survived this long against 3 Scythian warriors. I think he deserves a chance to escape. And like I say, if you escape the battlefield, you basically come back ready for the next game. I think this is the only chance he has. Maybe he finds another route. He comes back and says, "Oh lads, didn't you know there was a shortcut?" So he has to make an agility test. Oh god, I've got no rerolls left, don't I? Uh-oh, right, so he has to make an agility test. Right, so he's got an agility of -2, so he needs a 14. He gets a 17! I don't believe it! Reed survives! He runs to the other side of the bridge. And I'm going to say that that counts as moving off the board. Oh dear. So I think, again, I'm being generous, I think, for this. I'm being extremely generous for Reed. I think he deserves a little bit of luck. So technically, this means I think that he moves off the board. My God, he's rolling really good dice, luckily for him. However, Skinflint's not so lucky. Because now all the skeletons, all the Scythian warriors are going to be moving towards him. Oh dear. Skinflint, you're in trouble. Right, Skinflint tried to escape but didn't. Reed did and managed to escape across the bridge. Again, I may be being very generous with this, but I think it fits the story. Reed just legging it as fast as he can across the bone rope bridge. Right, now it is the monster's turn. We're going to have one combat here between these guys, and all the others are going to move towards Skinflint, or technically the bridge. So that's not good for Skinflint. Now, let us move. Oh, dear oh me. All right, so let's move all these skellies. Okay. So that's the situation. Skinflint's screwed. Mind you, I did say that Reed was going to be screwed, and he managed to find a way out, but that was due to some absolutely amazing combat rolls. Right. Combat, we've got 3 against Skinflint. And Skinflint is on 5 hit points with 1 armour. And a gammy foot. Right, let us do the first Scythian warrior. Attacks on a 12. He fumbles. Drops his weapon. Oh, he drops his weapon. This guy drops his weapon. Right, let's see if Skinflint can actually hit him back. He has a -3 + 2, so -1, so 13. He gets a 20. My God. Critical, does 6 damage, -1 is 5. So this skeleton who just dropped his, this Scythian warrior skeleton who just dropped his weapon also takes 5 damage. Nice job. A fumble and a crit right after each other. This guy attacks 12. What? Another fumble? It's just the dice god's way of compensating me for the last scenario. So this one also drops his weapon. Well, okay, Skinflint could do with another crit. Unbelievable, look at that. This is, okay, you're seeing this, right? I don't know whether you're seeing this, but that's another 20. So I rolled fumble, crit. Oh, so he also takes 5 damage. 6 minus 1 for armor. Oh, what? Something wrong with these dice. It must be something about unbeatable odds being surrounded that draws out the desperate monster inside. Right, we've got one guy left. He was wounded previously. He was the guy who was in combat with Skinflint previously, so he's going to attack. I can't do this 3 times in a row, surely. Surely, no, 7. Close though, the one's next to it, but he does miss. Does Skinflint hit back? No, he misses as well. Well, Skinflint's still in a lot of trouble. He is now surrounded, so I don't think he can actually leave combat, unless he takes one of them out and gets through the gap. Oh, God, it's all exciting here. My dice rolls, my God. What's next? That's the end of the monster's turn, which means it's the end of the complete turn, which guess what? 2 more turn up. Oh my goodness. Now, again, I am using some proxies now because I've only got 6 Scythian warriors printed and painted. I thought that was enough. So I'm going to bring on 2 more. So the next one comes on over here, and then the other one comes on over there. Right next to these guys. They're all clambering up the sides of the rock and coming up from beyond and below. So we've now got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 Scythian warriors on the board. Oh, right, we've managed to take 1 down. Right, next turn. Well, next turn, Reed does get off the board, so he's going to be available for the next scenario. Like I say, maybe he finds another route, another shortcut in his panic. Uri Morty. Again, I don't think he can make it, can he? No, not quite. So he gets to there. Next turn, he'll be able to get through the doors. And Skinflint, poor Skinflint. Now, he has enemies on all sides, so he can't actually leave combat. There's just nowhere for him to move, so he's going to have to fight. And he is going to attack this skeleton, or this Scythian warrior here, because he's on the lowest health. More chance of taking him down. So he's just doing a basic attack on this guy here. Strength of 2, which means he needs a 10 to hit. He rolls another critical. My God, I should have a camera for the dice. I'm not lying, honestly, guys. He rolls a critical, which means he does maximum damage, which means that this thing, this creature, temporarily goes down. But we will see if he stays down in a second, because he does get an attack back. He doesn't get the -3 because he's a monster. So 12 to hit, 10 misses. So he's out. Well, actually, let's check and see. On a 12 plus, he gets back up with 1 hit point. Yay! Of course he does. He gets back up. Weebles wobble, but we don't fall down. There you go. So he's back on 1 life. So Skinflint thought he took him down, but then he just gets back up. Skinflint, I think, is kind of resigned to his doom. Because now it is the monster's turn. Oh dear. Right, these 3 are going to attack. These, not really going to move. There's not much space on the bridge to move, is there? 5, so this guy can basically get around to there. This guy, yeah. Yeah, kind of joins the queue. And this one, just going through the motions. Does to there. Oh dear. Okay, so we've actually got 4 wounded Scythians, I think. Right, now it is the monster's turn. They've all moved, so now for the attacks. So this warrior will attack Skinflint. So it needs a 12 to hit. Hits with a 16. Doing 6 damage, -1 is 5, taking down Skinflint. but Skinflint does have a chance to hit back in his death throes. He's got a -3 +2, so he needs a 13 to hit, and he misses. So Skinflint goes down. Oh dear. Oh dear, Skinflint goes down. Poor Skinflint. Oh, there he goes. Right, that poor Skinflint. He held on for so long, and there was just no escape route for him, unfortunately. That is the end of the turn. To be honest, I don't think we need to put 2 more on. And next turn, the following turn, Urimoti manages to get through the door and escape with the other 2. Reed is going to find another way around, God knows how, but he manages somehow. But Skinflint, unfortunately, we are going to have to make some checks, but I will use the Grace Omen card so he doesn't have to make the death save, he just has to roll for an injury. So that is the end of scenario 2. Kind of went how I thought it would go, to be honest with you. I definitely knew that I was going to have to sacrifice 1 as kind of a roadblock. But Reed, yeah. Reed came through at the end. Yeah, he really can't get into close combat. He can't, because you can't cast scrolls in combat. So as soon as something swamps you or surprises you or comes up on you, he's useless. Absolutely useless. Right, that is the end of scenario 2. Let us see what the text says. Okay, so when the party opens the door, okay, the walls of the cavern shudder as the solid stone door begins to move. It slides sideways into the earth. Well, mine one doesn't. Mine opens like a normal door. Revealing a narrow, dark tunnel constructed from large blocks of rough-hewn stone. Echoing through the darkness, you hear a soft, mechanical grinding. Dun, dun, dun. Right, we have managed to evade. It was like a trap. That's a trap. Come here, all of a sudden, creatures come up from the depths. We managed to evade those, get through the door. We're now following the cult further and further into the ground, underground, trying to stop them from fulfilling their evil mission. All right, all set up for the post-battle. We're going to be rolling a few things here, mainly injury and XP. Again, here it says each warband with at least 1 standing member gets paid 10 gold. Again, this is from the normal campaign when you're working for the wizard, but I'm going to be doing it for this anyway, just so that my guys have got a little bit of coin, if you know what I mean. Now, we are, whoops, a little bit of trouble with the light there. We are going to be rolling injuries. Now, I only got 1 injury, and that is Skinflint. Luckily, I used the grace card on him, so I don't have to roll the death save, which could have been bad. So we used all the omen cards except for greed, because we never did any treasure table. We didn't loot. There were 3 dead cultists, which we could have looted, but again, looking at what happened, I'm glad I didn't stop. So, Skinflint is going to get another injury, which we're going to see what happens. So we're rolling a D8, and he gets a 3. Weak, -1 strength. Well, it's bad, but like I say, it could have been worse. So he is now weak, -1 strength. So his strength is now 1. Oh dear. Poor Skinflint. But he's alive. He is alive and ready for the third scenario. Scenario 3 of 4. Right, what else do we need to do? We need to also look at XP. I don't think we got a lot this time. Right, XP we get 1 per monster you killed. We killed 1. We killed 1. 1 monster. We got 1 XP so far. Treasure, nope. Scenarios with at least 1 member surviving. Yes, we got 1 for that. 2. Models you downed. Well, we killed We killed one. Another one got back up. I think that counts actually as going down. So I think for the skeleton that got taken down but came back up, I think I'm going to give myself another XP. Maybe in scenario 1 I should have got more. Worth thinking about. Past death saves, well no, because I use the omen to automatically pass it. Warband members who die, nope. Wow, that's it? We get 3? I can't do nothing with 3. I need 5 to do anything. Oh dear. So, we end up with a total of 3 XP, which makes my XP 4. I can't do nothing. Wow. So, that is it. That was a pretty simple, uneventful post-battle. Now finished with scenario 2, trailing the cult. We are now going to prepare for scenario 3, buried secrets. I've got a few things to prepare for that, but we will do that next. Again, if you enjoyed the video, if you're enjoying this series, please, please, please take a moment to like and subscribe, and also put a comment down. It does help the algorithm, apparently. And we need more views. We need more subs if I'm going to get any kind of monetization from this. Right, guys, thank you once again for watching. Please take care of yourselves and stay safe. If you haven't already, please go back and watch the first scenario. It's a lot of fun. My dice rolling is absolutely terrible. Here was actually pretty good for a change. Praise the dice gods. Right, guys, please take care of yourselves. Cheers.